Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Daydreaming with Mulu Snuge. I am your host, Mulu Snuge. I didn't really have too many dreams last night. In fact, I think I only had two, maybe three. I did have one that I thought was worthy of talking about on the show today, and I woke up and I was going to write it down, and then I felt lazy and fell back asleep and lost the dream. So that sucks, because I have no idea what it was about, but I remember thinking that it was interesting. So I lost that one. I did have a small little dream last night, a short little dream, where in the dream, I was writing down my dreams. So I dreamt about writing down my dreams in my dream. So kind of like a little Inception type of situation thing going on there, which is pretty cool. Or it could be detrimental to my health and I could be going insane. I'm not sure. What do you think, Waffles? I'm good? All right. So yeah, that's kind of cool that I'm dreaming about my dreams now. Kind of taking it to the next level, I guess. I do have a guest tonight, so look forward to speaking with him in a little bit. But the dream I wanted to talk to you about, or the one that I remembered from last night, takes place. I'm in a car with a few of my friends, and we're kind of going on a road trip down this dusty road, old dirt road, and we're kind of going through like a old timey western town. And we crossed over the railroad tracks. I remember crossing over railroad tracks. For some reason, that was very clear in my dream. So I hope that's a good sign, being able to cross over the railroad tracks. And then we turn this corner, and keep in mind there's nobody out on the sidewalks or the boardwalk, if you will. That's probably more what it was, since it was kind of an old timey town. There's nobody walking around, nobody in the shops around this corner, and all of a sudden it's standstill traffic. There's tons of cars, there's buses, and everybody's just gridlocked, right? So we come to a stop, and I decide that I'm gonna get out and walk back towards that town and kind of, do a little exploring. So I get out and walk back, and I find this barn, and I start kind of searching around the barn. And I see this turntable, and it's got a vinyl record on it that says Steve Miller Band, but it's produced by Dave Matthews, which I thought was interesting. So I give it a crank, give it a little, good old ear to the vinyl listen. And I do love vinyls. As you can see, I have a turntable behind me. It's underneath my Heineken Neon. Haven't used it as much as I like to use. Recently, since I've moved, I haven't really used it too much. So maybe that's my subconscious telling me to listen to some vinyls, because I do enjoy them. But the song that plays, I don't think it was a Steve Miller Band song, and I know it wasn't a Dave Matthews Band song. But it was one that I knew well. And I so wish that I could remember what that song was. But I've tried all day, and I can't remember what that song was. So that kind of sucks that I slipped that memory. And then I walked back to the car, and that was pretty much that was the end of the dream. So kind of short and uneventful, but not sure what all this stuff means. Crossing over railroad tracks. Maybe I feel like I finally move forward in the right direction. The ghost town situation, I kind of feel like that's with everything that's going on around us right now. Cities are empty, nobody's really out, and then the traffic, for some reason people are still driving around. So I think that's what that means for me anyway. But yeah, let's contact my guest for the evening. He is a very good friend of mine. I consider him a brother to me. We've worked at multiple restaurants together. He went through the Quartermaster Sommelier certification process with me. We both passed actually level 1 and level 2 at the same time. We didn't do them back to back. We passed level 1, and then a few years later we also passed level 2. So that was cool. We traveled to Vietnam together. Like I said, I consider him a brother, and I consider his daughter my niece. So that being said, let's give him a call.
You good?
I'm good. Officially recording. Yay. Hi.
All right. Welcome to the show, buddy. Everyone, this is Jared Hardison, my friend, my brother. Just moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, so he's chilling in the desert. And welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Want to talk about some dreams? Did you dream last night? Oh, my goddamn light just went out.
Well, man, let's see. Well, I'll be. My dreams were a little dark last night, but I mean, they're kind of. It was like this weird, like foggy, like haze. It's like, oh, I want to shoot that politician, and then it like faded away to like, oh, I should probably like put some peanut butter in my dog's Kong to calm her down. I don't know. It was weird.
So you're bouncing back and forth between shooting politicians and making sure that your dog is happy with peanut butter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds like you a good daddy.
I have my priorities,
Was there a specific politician in mind, or?
You know what? Let's not go there.
Well, no, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't even anyone specific. It literally, like, how in your dreams that you just like, that is the person that, you don't particularly like, even though it's not at all their face, but that that's who that person is. It was one of those things. It was just some, stereotypical, white guy with a comb over and a weird neck of some kind. But other than that,
Was he wearing a red or a blue tie?
That's the thing. It was a very foggy dream. I'm pretty sure it was just a gray tie. Like the person even didn't want to like affiliate with any sort of political thing, even though they knew they were fucking up. Excuse my language.
Right. That's fine. You can say whatever you want on this show. I don't care.
I've only got 83 followers, so it's not like I'm gonna make any money off this shit anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you only like 920 more, and then you get paid.
Yeah. So we're well on our way.
You got to start somewhere, man.
Exactly. A couple of years from now, I should be making like $20 a year.
Hell yeah. No, actually, so Bronte and I were actually talking. She's like, I don't know what you guys are going to talk about. I was like, because you didn't dream last night. Because she always asks me like in the morning, excuse me, what your dreams were. And, normally they're like, oh, I don't know, I levitated a car and threw it across something, or it was like this very superhero thing. And then now it's like, no, I watched some TV and that got my dreaming, I guess. I don't know.
Technical difficulties left and right. I'm having technical difficulties left and right. Hold on a second.
Oh. Looks like, oh.
We fixed the lighting too. Bunch of bullshit.
I was gonna say, did you dim the lighting in the background like you were supposed to?
I did.
The screen. Is it going? Okay. All right. Where were we? My spotlight is flashing, so I just turned that around. Apparently, my background screen decided to finish, and people probably can't even see my face right now. So we're doing great.
I can see part of it. The beard's covering the rest of it, I think.
Maybe it's better if I don't have that light on. Stepping on dog toys. Anyway, any other type of dream you want to talk about, or?
Well, it was so funny. She pointed out that I was like, well, how about you guys talk about topics of dreams or like type of dreams? And I was like, oh yeah, because last night was really dark and I didn't really need to talk about it. But like, how do you fly in dreams? I fly like Iron Man. I have to use my hands to, stabilize myself.
Yeah.
I do actually fly in a dream, but
I've talked about this before. There's a few different techniques. I've heard of that technique. My mom has this technique where she tries to push the ground down. So she crosses her legs and then she does one of these motions and pushes herself up. I've had a couple different methods of flying. My most, the type that comes up the most for me is I'll start trying to run and I'm running really slow, right? So I'll get down closer to the ground to the point that I'm like pulling myself, and then my feet lift up. And then from there, I just start floating.
Oh, interesting.
Another way is like sometimes in my dreams, I can't unfold my knee. Like my leg will be stuck, like I'm trying to walk and I can't put my leg down on the ground. It's like locked.
You fall over?
Yeah, well, kind of. And I can finally like stretch it out, but then I just like kind of float off the ground like that, and I can kind of like glide above the ground.
Actually, I've had dreams like that too, but it's so funny. Like I'll be like landing kind of sideways, and then the more and more I try, the more and more I get sideways, and then as soon as I'm like totally sideways, I wake up.
Yeah. I've been sideways like that before too. It's crazy. Cool. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'll definitely have you back on the show, and we'll talk some more types of dreams. I know we talked a little bit last night about teeth falling out of our face and pulling gum out of our gums.
Gum out of the teeth, yes.
So we'll dive a little bit deeper onto that next time, and go from there. But
well, thank you for having me on the show, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being on the show. I love you. And say hi to Bronte and Freya and
baby Evie for me. I guess she's not really a baby anymore.
But,
love you guys.
And I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, man. Love you.
Love you too. All right, bye.
All right, so I guess that's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are much appreciated. Please and thank you. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below what you've been dreaming about, or if you have some ideas of what some of my dreams might mean, or some of my guests. Love to hear from you. And keep on living, keep on dreaming, and we'll talk to you soon, Mulus. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Wait, I did that yesterday. See you later.